Mines, plus all of us here. We feel so much love from everyone around us. And, I mean, it's a tough school, but it's so rewarding.
I think Mines is special because not only are the students and the staff and faculty that work here throughout the world, it's actually tools, resources that every student has access to 24/7.
Mines is special to me because, one, the location, you know, the front range of the Wheelsley area, but really the students and the faculty. My program has a lab with very close to the students that I made relationships with friends that I know in the class.
Mine is kind of unique. We just setting those really like engineering focused school. I always like motivated by the ambitions of undergrad and also my peers in the grad school.
Everything that I wanted to do, I had people on this campus that give me the tools to be able to do it. I think that's special because there's a lot of campuses in the country that say they have it. It's more talking about law.
To be an organizer, it means to be resilient and adaptable to change. Because here you're introduced to so much all at once, and you need to really be open-minded and willing to learn as much as you can. In my program, I learned that it's really important for teamwork. Because going into this energy transition, you need everyone involved.
3 words describe the community in Mines would be intelligent, hardworking, and creative.
I think the best part is that at every moment in our report, that everyone understood that it's so hard. But I think that is probably the best part because we know it's going to be worth it. It's still have fun on the side, but we really need to grind it out, work hard, it will be worth it for the rest of the life.
I would say Mines has prepared me for success, and no matter what the next thing is, because I've learned a lot of different things from the content and the classes that I've taken at Mines, but I've also learned how to persevere. I'm leaving Mines super confident in my path and really excited for the next chapter. At the end of the day, I would love to do what I can do with my degree to start with most people.
I came to Mines scared and not knowing how to change the world. Leaving Mines as an engineer who's excited to change the world with a smile on my face.
Everyone, please stand if you are able to welcome the platform party. Today's ceremonial pomp and circumstance was performed and recorded by students in the Mines music program. The processional is led by Dr. Robert Key, Faculty Distinguished Lecturer, and Dr. Brandon Dugan, Faculty Senate President. Dr. Key is carrying the University Mace, a symbol of knowledge and authority dating back to the 13th century, and is topped by Blaster, our beloved school mascot. Dr. Dugan is carrying a replica of the 16th century book, the De Re Metallica, widely considered to be the foundational book on mining and metallurgy. This book represents the body of knowledge shared by the Mines faculty and students, and its opening and closing on stage indicate the beginning and ending of today's ceremony. The platform party members include trustee and alumnus Mr. Dave Lawler, faculty trustee and professor Dr. Dinesh Mehta, president and professor Dr. Paul C. Johnson, provost and professor Dr. Rick Holtz, and academic department heads, deans, and vice presidents. Continuing the processional are the interdisciplinary graduate program directors and our doctoral and master's degree candidates who are making their way down the bleachers. Today, we will confer 50 doctoral degrees and 311 master's degree. The flags on stage represent the home nations of our graduates and include flags from Argentina, Bangladesh, Bolivia, Brazil, Canada, Cherokee Nation, China, Ecuador, Egypt, Ethiopia, France, Georgia, Germany, Ghana, India, Indonesia, Iran, Iraq, Italy, Japan, Kazakhstan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Liberia, Malaysia, Mexico, Navajo Nation, Nepal, Netherlands, Nigeria, Osage Nation, Pakistan, Peru, Rwanda, Saudi Arabia, Sierra Leone, South Korea, Sweden, Taiwan, Thailand, Turkey, Uganda, United Kingdom, Venezuela, United States of America. Please remain standing until all our graduating students have entered the arena. Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem as performed by students from the Mines Music Program under the direction of Professor Kirsten Carpenter.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The students will now sing the Mines alma mater to the tune of Ora Lee. The alma mater opens our convocation and begins commencement, marking the transition from Mines students to Mines alumni. You may find the alma mater's lyrics on the inside cover of your program.
Raise your voices, engineers, your devotion sing to the greatest school of mines. Let the chorus ring. Hail to thee, CSM, to our hearts most dear. Every miner lauds thy name, and every engineer. Honor, glory to thy name, these we pledge anew. While we live to sing thy fame, alma mater true. Hail to thee, school of mines, silver and the blue. Every miner sings thy praise, O alma mater true.
You may now please be seated. At this time, please join me in welcoming the 17th President of the Colorado School of Mines, Dr. Paul C. Johnson.
Thank you, and how about another round of applause for our student singers? Weren't they awesome? Few of them are graduating in our ceremonies tomorrow, so it'll be fun to see them there. Anyway, thank you and good afternoon, and on behalf of Colorado School of Mines, welcome to all of you who have joined us, both here in Lockridge Arena and remotely. 361 graduate degrees will be conferred today, and we'll have the opportunity to applaud and cheer for the recipients of those degrees when they cross the stage later in this ceremony. I'm sure that our graduates' paths to the ceremony weren't easy. After all, our admission standards are high, Mines degrees programs are challenging, and there were other hurdles. Some of our graduates came to Mines from other countries. Some earned degrees while employed full-time. Some had families to support. And some were here during the pandemic, so they had to learn new ways to learn, and they had to find new ways to conduct and present progress on their research. With that in mind, we'd like to start this commencement with a moment of reflection offered up by Maureen James. Maureen is originally from Lagos, Nigeria, and completed her bachelor's degree in geophysics at the Federal University of Petroleum Resources. Her master's degree here at Mines integrated rock and fluid multiphysics with innovations in carbon capture, utilization, and storage. In addition to her research, Maureen held many important roles on campus, serving as the president of the Mines African Student Union and the treasurer of the Society of Graduate Geophysics Students. She helped reactivate the Society of Women in Geophysics chapter at Mines and was a teaching assistant for classes in climate change and sustainability and rock physics. Finally, she had an exciting opportunity to collaborate with the Colorado State Senate regarding policy considerations for carbon utilization. As Maureen continues into the PhD program at Mines, she is eager to further her carbon research and to encourage women to pursue careers in STEM fields. Please join me in welcoming Maureen James to the podium.
Members of the faculty and administration, fellow students, family, and friends, it is my honor and privilege to offer an invocation for our commencement. Amid all the excitement today, I encourage each graduate to express gratitude to everyone who has supported your journey, because if you're like me, it was surely not an individual effort. Today, we give thanks for this fine institution, the Colorado School of Mines, and hope that it may be a lively center for sound learning, new discovery, and the pursuit of wisdom. We hope that those who teach and those who learn may find joy in all their endeavors. As we celebrate the completion of our studies today, we hope to build on the knowledge we gained and the experiences we had to effect positive change in a world that has seen much change and uncertainty recently. Whether we go on to complete further studies, to the workforce, or if the wilder world beckons, may we all live fulfilled lives that support others and contribute to our society. We thank our dear friends and family who shared in and supported our educational journey and for always believing in us. We thank our advisors who played an essential role in our progress, from research to coursework to professional development. I encourage all of us here to recognize them today. I owe deep appreciation to my own advisor, Dr. Manika Prasad, for our endless patience and guidance. We are also thankful for the freedoms we enjoy to pursue learning, life, and love. May we hope that we can constantly raise our eyes from the mundane and predictable to catch a glimpse of the glorious possibilities of adventure and discovery. May we all proceed into the world with humble, thankful hearts and a reverence for those that have changed the world before us, that have allowed us to be here today. As we celebrate our achievements, we are aware that not all of the friends and family who shared in and supported our journeys to this point are with us today. I would like to honor those who are not able to be with us for today. For me, that includes my family in my home country, Nigeria, who have inspired me with the endurance I have brought to my work at Mines. I would also like to recognize those that we have lost along the way. Please join me in observing a moment of silent reflection in their honor. Thank you, and congratulations to all of us for the achievements that we're celebrating today.
Thank you, Maureen. We're looking forward to congratulating you when you come back to the stage later in the ceremony. That will be a special moment, as will the moment each of our graduates crosses the stage. To provide some context on how significant Maureen's and our other graduates' accomplishments are, I should point out that the doctoral degrees that we confer today are are the most advanced degrees attainable in the sciences and engineering. Furthermore, this is an elite group of graduates, in part because fewer than 1% of all adults complete a master's or doctoral degree in engineering or the hard sciences, and in part because their degrees are from a very unique and selective university. Since our founding in 1874, and for the past 150 years and 3 months, Colorado School of Mines has focused on producing the top scientists and engineers, industry leaders, and entrepreneurs, and the knowledge and innovations that industry and society need for prosperity. As the needs of industry and society have changed, so has our portfolio of graduate degree programs. You can see that reflected in today's commencement program. It lists what our graduates have studied and researched, covering topics relevant to energy systems, the sustainable use of our planet's resources, society's infrastructure of the future, advanced manufacturing and materials, economic analyses, artificial intelligence, and security, health, and even space exploration. So where are our master's degree recipients? Would you please stand for a moment so we can clap for you? Come on up, stand up. You can stay up for a minute. It's okay to see you. I can only see the front row what they're doing, so they have to be all perfect right there, yeah. Anyway, you look awesome in your whatever hat you wore today. You look pretty good. Anyway, you had a wide range of in-person online master's programs and courses to choose from. There were options to combine coursework and research or just to focus on coursework. Many of you were 4+1 combined bachelor's and master's program students, which provides a quicker and lower cost path to earn both bachelor's and master's degrees at Mines. Some of you chose to increase your depth of knowledge in your undergraduate major area, while others chose to learn a second engineering discipline or complementary business management, data analytics, or computing skills. So congratulations to all of you, our master's recipients, on the completion of your graduate programs, and we're looking forward to shaking your hands as you cross the stage in a little while, and it's okay to sit down now. All right, how about our doctoral candidates? They should be over here somewhere. Would you all stand up for us? Yeah. You came to Mines to work closely with our world-class faculty and explore new frontiers in science and engineering. Through your doctoral dissertation research, you have each become the world's newest leading expert in your field. What you have done at Mines and will do in the future will drive change in the world, including how we provide energy sustainably, how we build and operate the infrastructure we all depend on, how we ensure our personal and national security, how we improve quality of life for all, and how we utilize, manage, and be better stewards of the Earth's and other planets' resources. And congratulations to all of you, too, and we look forward to shaking your hands after you've been hooded on this stage in a little while. So thank you for coming out today, too. Now, whether you are a master's or doctoral degree recipient, you likely benefit from support and encouragement provided by others. Just as Maureen thanked some of her personal supporters in the invocation, we want to take a moment now so the rest of you can also thank those who supported you. So, what I need you to all do is all of you stand up again, so both master's and PhD students. We're going to try something, because just remember, you are the most advanced, knowledgeable engineers, scientists, economists in the world. We're all going to rotate 180 degrees clockwise when I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. That was about a 98 on a test, but anyway, and what I'm going to ask you to do is to cheer for some folks that I'm going to ask to stand up here. So, first of all, will the parents of these amazing graduates please stand? Yep. You probably discovered, as I did with my children, that being a graduate student parent has its own unique challenges. The toughest one might be that relatives and neighbors expect you to be able to explain what your student is studying or researching. Does that sound familiar to anybody out there? Yep, it's just what I thought. And I don't know how many of you can do that. Anybody claim to be able to do that? I never, yeah. We rely so much on our students to explain it to us, but it seems that their ability to do so often seems to decrease with their time in graduate school. And so we end up saying to friends and relatives things like, he studies rocks, she works with water, they do something with computers, or it's just very complicated and I finally gave up trying to understand it. But in any case, the important thing was not your understanding of their graduate studies, but the encouragement and support that you offered your students. So thank you for that, and thank you for being here. And graduates, let's make a lot of noise for your parents here for a second. Yep. And I see that some of you have discovered your bells, and yes, it's totally okay to make a lot of noise with those bells. Yep. All right, next up, will the spouses and significant others please stand? Yeah. You also provided emotional support and encouragement and probably financial support as well. I'm just guessing, but it's possible that at some point you had to remind your loved one that perpetual student was not an acceptable career path, and that while lifelong learning is important in today's world, at some point it needs to be combined with lifelong earning. In any case, thank you for keeping these graduates focused on completion. And graduates, let's give them another round of applause out there too. Yep. All right, how about the friends, siblings, other relatives, co-workers, anybody else who came out here to cheer these folks on? Yeah. You are the group we affectionately refer to as the distractions. You are the ones enticing our graduates to sneak away and hit the trails, head to the ski slopes, play online video games, or meet up at the local brewery. Even though you might have prolonged their graduate studies, you did help our graduates find balance and joy, and we all know how critical that is to success in school and life. And so graduates, let's give all those folks another big round of applause. Okay, graduates, test number 2. 180-degree rotation counterclockwise on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I like that one. That was good, yeah. Okay, now I'd like to invite all of our Mines faculty and staff and everyone here from the Colorado School Mines Foundation to stand so we can thank you. All right, yep. This group does so much. They educate, they inspire, they support, they coach, they mentor, and they raise financial support for our students. They are the reasons Mines is consistently ranked in the top 5% of all public universities, and why we are only one of 146 universities to hold the prestigious R1 Carnegie classification for research. I like to brag that the Wall Street Journal named our faculty the best across all U.S. public universities for their balanced dedication in both classroom instruction and scholarly research. So let's give this group a big round of applause for all that they've done to prepare our graduates to be here today. All right, we also have here representing our Board of Trustees, trustee and alumnus David Lawler, and faculty trustee Professor Dinesh Mehta. They're here representing Colorado School Mines Boards of Trustees. They're already standing, so you can spot them pretty easily. Just a word of explanation, the Board of Trustees is comprised of Colorado governor-appointed members, plus a faculty and student trustee who are elected by their respective constituencies. The governor-appointed trustees are scientists, engineers, CEOs, business leaders, and entrepreneurs who are dedicated to Mines' success and believe strongly in the importance of graduate education and research. One of the most important things that they do today, and be the first time that Dave has ever actually done this in this role, is to approve your degrees. So I think he's in a good mood and he's inclined to do that, but maybe if we cheered for both of them extra loud, it might help a little later in the program. So. right. And you can stay up for just a minute. Might as well. So in wrapping up this welcome, I would like to say to our graduates that those trustees, along with the Mines faculty, staff, leadership, and alumni, all recognize your significant accomplishment and are proud to call you graduates of Colorado School Mines. My request to you is that you share and always carry that pride with you wherever you go in your life and in your career. And as you make your mark in the world, I hope that you can find some way to help others pursue their educational dreams. You are all hell of engineers, hell of a scientists, hell of economists, and ore diggers for life. Congratulations, graduates, and you may be seated now. And now, please help me welcome to the podium Dr. Tim Barbary, our Dean of Graduate Studies and also a Mines alumnus.
Thank you, President Johnson. Today I'd like to welcome Caroline Hood. Caroline, want to come up? Caroline arrived at Mines with 3 prior degrees: a bachelor's degree in environmental engineering from the United States Military Academy at West Point, a master's degree in environmental engineering from the Missouri University of Science and Technology, and a master's degree in applied mathematics from the Naval Postgraduate School. Today, we will confer her 4th degree, a PhD in operations research with engineering. Caroline is a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army who served in leadership roles in Iraq and Afghanistan. She worked as a project engineer for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in Seattle and at the Johnson Space Center in Houston. In addition, she was an assistant professor at West Point, a role to which she'll return this summer. Originally from Oak Ridge, North Carolina, Caroline discovered a new hobby that's part of a historic Colorado mountain tradition during her time here at Mines, and she's planning to share that unique story behind it with us today. Please join me in welcoming Caroline.
President Johnson, esteemed faculty, family, friends, and peers, thank you for attending and celebrating today's commencement. One of the side benefits of being at Colorado School of Mines is living at the foothills of the Rockies. During my first year at Mines, I struck up a conversation with a skier on a chairlift. We were discussing how beautiful the mountains are, and I mentioned disappointment that ski season was coming to an end. Finding a silver lining to my dismay, the skier mentioned that there are many other enjoyable activities outside of the winter and asked if I had heard of pack burro racing. When I shrugged my shoulders, he gave a quick history on the race. For those not aware, including me at the time, pack burro racing is a cherished mining town tradition where you run side by side with a donkey, also known in Spanish as a burro, along the trails in the mountains of an old mining towns. 3 facts about burro racing. First, you do not ride the burros, but run with them. Second, there are many pairs of runners and burro teams on race day, ranging up to 80 teams. And third, the race is not about you, but the burro. In fact, your finish time is not when you cross the finish line, but when the start of the race, the burro crosses. Like many moments in life, including entering a graduate program at Mines, trying something new and challenging takes encouragement from others for the first step. I instantly became intrigued with the race, but realized to participate, I was missing one key component, a burro. While searching, I soon realized there was one right underneath my nose on campus, our mascot, who is appropriately named Blaster. A little fact about me, when I commit to something, I commit 100%. After many emails and phone calls, I tracked down Blaster's handler. After passing an extensive screening process, Blaster and I then started regular training runs throughout the Colorado mountain trails. Soon, I started to see parallels to graduate life and running with Blaster. Blaster's kind, intelligent, strong, and a little stubborn, which are all characteristics of an ore digger graduate student. Running with Blaster, I soon learned he likes to sprint the downhills, juxtaposed with grudgingly walking uphill. Similar to conducting research or an advanced graduate coursework, we all at Mines have times where we are achieving favorable results, good grades, and making progress like a downhill sprint. And then we have the periods of long, steep, uphill struggling with bad or inconclusive results. But instead of stopping, we keep moving, even if it's a walk with frustration, knowing we must keep trying to make it to the finish line.
In the end, Blaster and I made it to race day, where he displayed complete loyalty to his racing partner, me. Loyalty is another characteristic of an ore digger. I also learned on race day his competitive side. Whenever another burrow was in sight, he would pick up the pace to overtake his competition. Like every ore digger, we all take pride in our work. While my PhD is in operations research with engineering, I feel like I've minored in burrow psychology. Still as loyal as ever, Blaster is patiently waiting outside today to greet the new graduates and guests when the ceremony ends. As we pause to celebrate our accomplishments, let us recognize that graduation is not the finish line, but the start of another race. In fact, the definition of commencement is a beginning or a start. Like in any race, it's not about stopping at the finish line, but running through the line. Let's use the skills we learned from our degree as a stepping stone to further progress in our society, overcome the most challenging problems, and break barriers. One uphill race that I personally experienced as a career military officer is the opening of opportunities for women in the U.S. Army. I'm forever grateful for the original trailblazers, from women disguising as men during the Revolutionary War to the first women graduates from the military academies almost 50 years ago. It's incredible now to see women can serve in all branches of the Army and attend Ranger School, which were opportunities that I did not have when I was a young lieutenant. As a combat engineer, I was limited in jobs, similar to the earliest women engineers at mines. The first women students at mines had to walk to downtown Golden to use the restrooms because bathrooms were limited to males. But over time, one by one, barriers are being lifted. Look around you and identify the surrounding barriers. Let's continue to run and break through the obstacles and glass ceilings in all aspects of life. They're meant to be broken. While we run through the finish line, on to the next challenge, let us not forget to look back and help pull others across the line. Our commencement at Mines is significant, and it's only possible with the help of advisors, teachers, mentors, family, friends, and subordinates, and sometimes even a stranger on a ski lift or elsewhere. Just as others have encouraged and not given up on us, it's essential to be looking behind the line and back to the start to support those running the race. I know there were times in my research where my advisor, Dr. Alexander Newman, and co-advisor, Dr. Gregory Jackson, along with my mom and dad, were pulling and pushing me along the course. In some ways, one of our most important responsibilities from obtaining a higher degree is to support those behind us. It's essential for the future of our society because, as you are aware, we would not have been able to complete this milestone if it was not for the help and support of others. Congratulations to the graduates, family, and friends. I wish everyone a happy and rewarding future ahead with many more races to run. Thank you.
Would Caroline's cheering squad please stand up first for a minute? I know we've got right over here, Dad's here, I think. All right, thanks for being here. It's great to have you. How'd she do? I thought so too. I don't think anyone has thematically earned this as well as you have as a speaker, so this one's for you.
Thank you.
Awesome job. I love stories about Blaster. Anybody who knows me knows that. Anyway, Caroline, we're looking forward to congratulating you a little later in the program again as well when you get back up on the stage. So now I would like to introduce Dr. Walt Copan. He's our Vice President for Research and Technology Transfer, and Walt's going to speak to us about the important role that graduate students have in research, and he will announce the winner of the Rath Research Award. Walt?
Thank you so much, President Johnson. The essential role that Mines graduate students play in research is celebrated by the Rath Research Award, which recognizes the PhD research dissertation that has the greatest potential to make a positive impact on society. This goal, to make a difference for people and planet, has been at the core of Mines research for 150 years. Our Rath Award nominees exemplify the diversity, quality, and relevance of the Mines research portfolio. Today, we bestow the Bhakta B. and Sushama Rath Research Award, established by Bhakta Rath, a senior official at the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory, a member of the National Academy of Engineering, a decorated researcher, and a distinguished friend of Colorado School of Mines. I'd like to recognize and commend all the outstanding finalists for the Rath Awards. Their research spanned topics as diverse as mathematical models of sleep and circadian physiology, rare earth element mineralization and discovering their geologic deposits, to advances in cyber-physical energy systems, heat exchange systems for concentrating solar power, and further improving oil recovery from Permian Basin wells. Our nominees are listed in the commencement program, and I can confirm to all of you that the award selection process from such a strong slate was extremely difficult. Their nominations are recognized at a reception that was held earlier this week at which Dr. Rath himself participated. And now, the winner of this year's Rath Research Award is soon to be Dr. Sarah Wericks. Sarah, please come on up. I'd like to tell the audience a little bit about your research and its impact. Sarah's dissertation is entitled Impacts of Climate Change on Stream Hydrologic and Geochemical Fluxes. She was co-advised by Dr. Alessa Sichler and Dr. Kamini Singh of the Mines Hydrologic Science and Engineering Program. The results of Sarah's research for the first time provide a path to predict how stream chemistry will change in the future with models that are supported by detailed observations of the previous change. This knowledge came from Sarah's work and will inform policy and regulations in the years to come. Sarah has become a well-recognized researcher in the field of hydrology with more than 11 peer-reviewed publications and additional 7 either in review or very close to submission. She's the lead author on almost half of these publications, and her work, papers, and presentations have been recognized with numerous awards. Sarah has been a consistent contributor to Mines and to the community of this university. She's been a mentor and a teacher, a true role model, a dedicated leader. Sarah is an exemplary Mines graduate student, truly deserving of the 2024 Rath Research Award. Sarah has also just accepted a position as assistant professor at the University of Utah, where she will continue her work in climate change science and impacts. Sarah, your research is clearly already having significant societal impacts with ripple effects that we expect to see for years to come. We'd like now to present you with a Rath Award plaque and an accompanying financial award. Congratulations, Sarah.
All right, thank you, Walt. And also on, I think, behalf of all the rest of us, just as Walt said, congratulations to all the Rath Award nominees. You're all terrific. So, one more thing to do before we get down to the real business, and I would like to invite up President of the Mines Alumni Board, Mines alumna, Melanie Westergaard. She's going to come up here to the podium and share a message with our graduates. So, please join me in welcoming Melanie.
Graduates, I am here today to extend a greeting from the Mines alumni community. Today you leave Mines as the beneficiaries of a world-class education, one that has prepared you well for what comes next. You have graduated from one of the most prestigious engineering and science universities in the world. We, the alumni, hope you take great pride and great joy in this accomplishment. Yesterday, you were members of a highly select group, students of the Colorado School of Mines. Today, you become members of a very proud and loyal group, alumni of the Colorado School of Mines. Wherever you go in your lives and careers, you will find other Mines alumni across the globe. And we hope that you connect with them through local alumni groups. We also encourage you to find meaningful ways to stay connected to Mines and share your knowledge and experiences with the next tradition of Ore Diggers. We also encourage you to come back for homecoming as we celebrate our 150th anniversary celebrations. Once again, congratulations on your accomplishment today, and welcome to the Mines alumni community. Thank you.
Thank you, Melanie. All right, we've got to that point where somebody's going to start crossing the stage, and we're going to get to congratulate them. So, got to get everything to look just right for this. Good. Hey, Melanie, you want one of these? All right. Okay, parents, you ready for this? All right. This is that point where you get to get choked up and cry, and you get to make a lot of noise, and just so everybody knows, clapping, cheering. If you've got a contraband noisemaker with you that you snuck in the door, you can make noise with that as well. Feel free to, if you're in the stands, if you want to stomp your feet, you can do that. You can practice if you want. Yep. Pretty good. So let's go over some logistics here real quick. So we're going to have a receiving line on stage. I'll be over there. Provost Holtz is going to join us on stage. Any of the deans who are here will line up him as well. I'd like to invite any of the department heads, faculty of their programs. If you'd like to hop up when it's time for your students to go through, feel free to jump on the end of the line and shake hands too. Happy to have you up here doing that on stage. That's about all that goes with that. Everybody's going to start over there. We're going to start first with our doctoral degree recipients. So, and then after that, obviously, the master's degree recipients. The doctoral degree recipients, you're going to see them walk on stage with their primary doctoral dissertation advisor or advisors. These faculty are sometimes referred to their PIs. If you're parents and you've heard your doctoral student talk about their PIs, this is that group. They're going to stop just over there on an X, pretty close to the mace, and that's where the faculty member is going to hood their mentee. And this is an academic ritual. It's a big deal. And this is when the mentor tries to place the hood, which is a really odd-looking piece of clothing that actually looks nothing like a hood. But they're going to place it around their mentee's neck. And the hooding of a new doctoral degree recipient is a very special and proud moment for both the doctoral degree recipient as well as their faculty mentor. It can also sometimes be a little entertaining, as you'll see, because it's not always easy to get that doctoral hood on correctly. So, with that, we have looks like the mining group is ready to go here in a second, and we'll see if they're the first ones to get it right out here. But anyway, doctoral degree recipients, we're ready for you. Dave, feel free to stand up here if you want to shake hands as well. Rick, everybody else is going to be in the line.
From Mining Engineering, Bill Zish, Department Head. Dr. Lee Jornet Zamaloa, presented by Dr. Kadri Dagdalin. From Civil and Environmental Engineering, Dr. Junko Munakata Mar, Department Head. Dr. Abbas Mohammed Butt, presented by Dr. Ahmadraza Hidayat. Dr. Bryant Robbins, presented by Dr. Vaughn Griffiths. Dr. Stephanie Miller-Shea, presented by Dr. Christopher P. Higgins. From Metallurgical and Materials Engineering, Dr. Ivar Ramanis, Department Head. Dr. Rohit Ratnakar Badapukar, presented by Dr. Sridhar Sitharaman and Dr. John G. Spear. Dr. David Vincent Marshall, presented by Dr. John G. Spear. Dr. Michael Christopher Ruppinen, presented by Dr. John G. Spear and Dr. Amy J. Clark. Dr. Jennifer Nakuda Malik, presented by Dr. Ryan O'Hare and Dr. David Ginley. From Electrical Engineering, Dr. Peter Ayen, Department Head. Dr. Daniel James Rosen, presented by Dr. Michael B. Wakin and Dr. Goon Guo Tong. Dr. Mark Andrew Valdez, presented by Dr. Michael B. Wakin and Dr. Jacob Rizak. From Geology and Geological Engineering, Dr. Wendy Borson, Department Head. Dr. Benjamin Patrick Magnin, presented by Dr. Yvette D. Kuiper. From Chemical and Biological Engineering, Dr. Nanette Boyle, Department Head. Dr. Cho Eun Kim, presented by Dr. Andrew M. Herring. Dr. Michelle Francis Marr, presented by Dr. Nanette R. Boyle. From Mechanical Engineering, Dr. Carl Frick, Department Head. Dr. Winfred John Arthur Arhin, presented by Dr. Gregory S. Jackson. Dr. William James Huber, presented by Dr. Mohsen Asleh Zahim. Dr. Devin Andrew Justin Carnes, presented by Dr. Stephen C. DeColloway. Dr. Andrew Joseph Matajunas, presented by Dr. Leslie E. Lamberson and Dr. Lloyd Fletcher. Dr. Xing Yuan Zhao, presented by Dr. Leslie E. Lamberson. Dr. Jason C. Young, presented by Dr. Carl P. Frick. From Petroleum Engineering, Dr. Jennifer Miskimmons, Department Head. Dr. Olalawe Olusegun Adekunle, presented by Dr. Azra Tantuku and Dr. Hossein Kazemi. Dr. Ilker Ozin Uzin, presented by Dr. Hossein Kazemi. Dr. Gizem Hazal Yildirim, presented by Dr. Erdal Ozcan. From Applied Mathematics and Statistics, Dr. Gus Grievel, Department Head. Dr. Laura Michelle Kenny Albrecht, presented by Dr. Douglas W. Nitschke and Dr. Karen L. Liederman.
Dr. Lucas Michael Schauer, presented by Dr. Stephen D. Pankovich and Dr. David A. Benson.
Dr. Shelby Rose Stowe, presented by Dr. Cecilia Diniz Ben. From Chemistry, Dr. Thomas Gannett, Department Head. Dr. Caleb Jameson Chandler, presented by Dr. Alan S. Sellinger. Dr. Jesse Hudspeth, presented by Dr. Dylan W. DeMele. Dr. Elena Leponce, presented by Dr. Matthew C. Posowitz. Dr. Jasmine Schunzart, presented by Dr. Thomas Gannett. From Physics, Dr. Frederick Sarazin, Department Head. Dr. Paul Neonhuru, presented by Dr. Jeremy D. Zimmerman. From Computer Science, Dr. Iris Behar, Department Head.
Dr. Ming-Chia Ren, presented by Dr. Chuan Yue.
Dr. Saad Mohammed Saad Eldin El Beledi, presented by Dr. Thomas E. Williams. Dr. Chi Li, presented by Dr. Dong Chen. Dr. Sit Wei Li, presented by Dr. Neil T. Dantum. Dr. Sheng Yu Li, presented by Dr. Hua Wang. From Advanced Energy Systems, Dr. Robert Braun, Program Director. Dr. William Austin Callahan, presented by Dr. Ryan P. O'Hare and Dr. David Ginley. Dr. Jesse Dugan, presented by Dr. Salman Mohag Hegi and Dr. Benjamin Krapowski. Dr. Emily McDonald Garrity, presented by Dr. Vladin Stevanovic and Dr. Andrei Zakutiev. From Geochemistry, Dr. James Ranville, Program Director. Dr. Nicholas Joseph Gonda, presented by Dr. Bettina M. Volker and Dr. Christopher P. Higgins. Dr. Aaron Goodman, presented by Dr. James F. Ranville. From Hydraulic Science and Engineering, Dr. David Benson, Program Director. Dr. Sarah Warricks, presented by Dr. Alexis K. Sichler and Dr. Kamini Singha. From Materials Science, Dr. Eric Toberer, Program Director. Dr. Zoe Therese Huey, presented by Dr. Stephen C. DeColue and Dr. Chun Sheng Jiang. Dr. Edwin J. Supple, presented by Dr. Brian P. Gorman. From Operations Research with Engineering, Dr. Alexandra Newman, Program Director. Dr. Caroline Hood, presented by Dr. Alexandra M. Newman and Dr. Gregory S. Jackson. From Robotics, Dr. Andrew Petruska, Program Director. Dr. Taryn Mott, presented by Dr. Thomas E. Williams. From Space Resources, Dr. Angel Aboud Madrid, Program Director. Dr. Christopher Chance Amos, presented by Dr. Kevin M. Cannon.
All right, how about another big round of applause for our newest doctors out there and their advisors. I'm always getting nonverbal cues from the sidelines about which part of the program that we're in, and I just got this one, which, yeah, can only mean the master's students, right? Yes, okay, good. Otherwise, what do the whole YMCA thing? Anyway. Okay, so the next graduates to cross the stage are our master's degree recipients. Now, in their case, their path across the stage is a little straighter line because they don't have to stop to be hooded along the way. But so whoever's first is going to have to do it just perfectly to set the stage for everybody else. But the challenging thing for the masters is now you'll walk over and shake my hand, and you're going to have to do this very awkward thing, which is to actually sort of look to your right because the photographer is right there. And it's more important that you look at the camera than you look at me. So I'm not offended if you look at the camera and you don't look at me. We just have to make it look like we're shaking hands. So that's all you got to remember is to look that direction. And about half of you actually have walked this stage before sometime in the last year, so I know you know how to do this. But anyway, looking forward to congratulating all of our master students, and anybody who wants to be part of the lineup after me, feel free to hop up for that too.
From Mining Engineering, Bill Zish, Department Head. McDonald Voodoo Amoa. Alpha Conte. David Hernandez Suleiman. Sandra Albertina Labobar. Ryan Yoga Pratama. Emily Ann Sloan. Samuel Addo Frempong. Joel Palo Brito Fijeda. Felix Adanya Caba. From Civil and Environmental Engineering, Dr. Junko Munakata Mar, Department Head. Galaya Almumin. Calvert J. Bystroff. Ian Robert Gorner. Adria Lau. Andrew Michael Meyer. Derek Joseph Poss. Mason Elizabeth Sheldon. John Robert Summers. Samuel C. Thompson. William Pospisil. Emily Prevost. From Metallurgical and Materials Engineering, Dr. Ivar Romanis, Department Head. Valeria Biletsky. Jaime de Mora. Camden Faith Gruco. James N. Gruich. Irfan Satria Putra. Elena M. Rodriguez. Nadira E. Surgani. From Electrical Engineering, Dr. Peter Ayen, Department Head. Patrick K. Behringer. Colin Taylor Kringlin. Zarin David Martinez. Gabriel L. Pales. Grant M. Redmond. Abraham K. Sittingung. Samuel D. Wickland. From Geology and Geological Engineering, Dr. Wendy Borson, Department Head. Rakan Abdulaziz Al-Ghamdi. Eric Thomas Edward Bora. Malia Marie Eaton. Michael Joseph Janikov. Justin Michael Glenn. Wataya Imurai. Israel Allende Jaramillo. Lutfi Nurul Hidayah Saifuddin. Stephanie Garcia Rosabel. Cameron James Phillips. Gonzalo Matias Ronda. Dylan R. Doden. Justin Tyler Markowitz. Zoe Elizabeth Bowers. Parker Evan Ouvrier. Melissa Lee Wolf. From Chemical and Biological Engineering, Dr. Nanette Boyle, Department Head. Jennifer Eileen Campos. Kyle Cavadon. Levi J. Collins. Elizabeth Sandra Golonsky. Jorge Gomez. Edgar Muhumuza. Ricardo Quiroga. Gandhar Devendra Soman. Clay Javier A. Yanigisako. Sierra Autumn Schleschel. From Mechanical Engineering, Dr. Carl Frick, Department Head. Allison Mercedes Arrington. Piper Alana Bailey. Garrett J. Berg. Charles Stewart Burrows, Jr. Amanda Joy Camarada. Dylan Logan Cook. Nathan Irving Esterkin. Edwin Bettinger Glaubitz. Ginger Felicia Gonzalez. Sean J. Hassemer. Chase Allen Kaufman. Colin James Kramer. Benjamin Michael Legg. Pavel Lopuhov. Keegan Mel Meyer. Richard James Knott. Brooke Elise Patterson. Julia Emily Pimentel. David J. Reedy. Trevor Sando. Daniel B. Scantland. Patrick J. Sternberg. Connor K. Swaney. Connor Michael Timmons. Colleen Ann Terrell. Michaela Daly Valdez. Jenna Jane Verissimo. Ryan Lee Williams. From Petroleum Engineering, Dr. Jennifer Miskimmons, Department Head. Nicole Michelle Bourdon. Ali Nasserdine. From Geophysics, Dr. Paul Saba, Department Head. Ali Al-Sad. Kimberly S. Hart. Maureen Omamais Jaims. Jairong Lee. David Nathan Herman. From Applied Mathematics and Statistics, Dr. Gus Grievel, Department Head. Patrick William Finke. Daniel R. Stillman. From Physics, Dr. Frederick Sarazin, Department Head. Alex Kiwi Littman. From Computer Science, Dr. Iris Behar, Department Head. Luke J. Buchelman. Joshua John Burma. Benjamin Samuel Breisch. Ethan Jason Brucker. Trahan Asher Bursnall. Clayton E. Christensen. Samuel A. Clay. Carson Timothy Fazio Kramer. Logan Michael Dagler. Alicia May Zucadon Flood. Paris R. Floyd. Isaac W. Gardberg. Randy Hope Higashi. Brian N. Huang. John L. Ingram. Micah Arno George Justman. Catherine King. Luke Alex Lefebvre. Samuel Anthony Newman. David Adebayo Oshumer. Evan M. Paul. Quincy Dazo Smith.
Coulter Henry Snyder.
Yui Teng. Adam Reese Thistlewood. Joseph S. Trelkeld. Zachary O. Wilson. Tyler Edward Yost. From Economics and Business, Dr. Scott Hauser, Department Head. Mama Nisi Abanga Abugnaba. Askar Mohammed Al-Yami. Felix Zibu Ayaburi. Al Hassan Hassan. Jordan Mitoma Ida. Ebenezer Manful Sam. Ned Walter Vance Noroth. Taylor Price. Spencer Jeffrey Snow. Iman Alawi Abu Alrahe.
Ebube Alfred Ibokwe.
Matthew Regis John Blackburn. Anthony M. Boyd. Ethan Quinn Cephas. Cameron James Forrest. Joseph Thomas Hall. Michaela Dawn Lee. Karen Lopez. Alyssa R. Martinez. Riley Ann McGrath. Alexander William Miller. Shelby Marie Nichols. Jack R. Peterson. Alexa G. Rennert. Sadrina Marquis Rodriguez. Colin Davis Romero. Noah Michael Roper. Joshua Parker Rutledge. Sabrina Sky Schlather. Ashley Ann Stefik. Jalen Santiago Thomas.
Gabriella Ann Varela.
From Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences, Dr. Sandy Woodson, Department Head. Kayla Elizabeth Benson. From Additive Manufacturing, Dr. Craig Bryce, Program Director. Alexander Stephen Dresser. Sage Graham Frontella. Cade James Johnson. Carter Conrad Kester. Noah Michael Clark Mackis. Marcus Tang. From Advanced Energy Systems, Dr. Robert Braun, Program Director. Samuel Harrison Beskind. Christopher Caradonna. Molly Mayshao Maxon. Loic Matthew Scumparin. Indiana Cantanta Shaputra. Jorge Isaac Torres Marchand Jr. From Data Science, Dr. Hua Wang, Program Director. Kate Joy Clady. Drew Robert Kornmesser. Ryan Alexander James. Elizabeth R. Mahoney. Kellis Anthony Ward. From Geographic Information Systems and Geoinformatics, Dr. Wendy Zhu, Program Director. Sarah Beverly Brown. Luke Hull. Cynthia Jennings. Colin Timothy Stiles. Morgan A. Tuminello. From Humanitarian Engineering and Science, Dr. Richard Krahenbull, Program Director. Karen Ruby Devora Cigaroa. Blake Thomas Knipple. Kayla Grace Koval. Lauren Michelle Stevenson. Leanza Yap. From Hydraulic Science and Engineering, Dr. David Benson, Program Director. Benjamin Edward Langenfeld. Holly Judith Moser.
Alexa Yo.
From Materials Science, Dr. Eric Toberer, Program Director. Claire Elizabeth McFadden Block. Cesar Shadek. From Nuclear Science and Engineering, Dr. Mark Jensen, Program Director. Aaliyah Sabrin Matthews. Matthew Isaac Sleminski. Kupa'a Ike Kayao Thomas. Ari Kwan Welly. From Operations Research with Engineering, Dr. Alexandra Newman, Program Director. Evan James White. From Quantitative Biosciences and Engineering, Dr. Nanette Boyle, Program Director. Marion Elizabeth Chater. Aiden C. Kraft. Paul Leo Fabian. Lauren Isabella Hernandez. Brianna Lee Katiavong. Hannah E. Miller. Noor Mohammed Ismail Tahir. Holly M. Vose. From Quantum Engineering, Dr. Elliot Capit, Program Director. Laura Boschildiz. Philip A. Boluas. Frank Paul Carew, Jr. Richard Logan Heilbronn. Jacob Sagel. Kylie N. Sheik. From Robotics, Dr. Andrew Petruska, Program Director. Aaron J. Lorenz. Sebastian Negrete Alamio. John Martin O'Malley. Jason H. Rosenblum. Garrett Lee Swindle. From Space Resources, Dr. Angel Aboud Madrid, Program Director. David Thomas Butler III. Brian Robert Kays. Brian Engeldrum. Elizabeth Engeldrum. Siwit Gibi Michael Hagusi. Adam James Marcinkowski. Caitlin R. Needler. Holden Michael Steppen. Lucas S. Yaffe. From University Honors and Scholars, Dr. Tony Lefton, Assistant Provost and Executive Director. Holden McLean Anderson. Virginie Genevet. Abigail Marin Thompson.
Oh, you stay where you are. Don't run away yet. So we've got a couple more folks who are going to cross the stage, and they do something that not too many people do here, which is somehow or another they managed to get 2 master's degrees in their time at Mines. And if I'm correct, I think it's actually like the 2nd and 3rd degrees from Mines for both of them. So anyway, we have to clap twice as loud because they're crossing for 2 degrees this time. So see how this goes.
Zachary Kenneth Heckman. Hannah Louise Wistrand.
All right, how about another round of applause for all of those folks? Ooh. And I want to hear that thing again that's up there. All right. And Hugh and Michelle, I want to hear that thing over here. All right. Excellent, because we're actually not done yet. We've got a couple more people to recognize. And for that, I'm going to call up our Vice President for Student Life, Dr. Braylon Pantel. Please join me in welcoming her to the podium.
Thank you, President Johnson. This year, we have 6 master's degree recipients who are players on our varsity baseball team, and they're missing today's commencement so that they can compete in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference Championship Tournament that's taking place out in Grand Junction at Colorado Mesa University. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to read their names, and then after, could we tape a big, giant, loud, congrats, Mines, baseball, go Ordiggers for them? And they won, and now they're playing tonight. All right, they're playing tonight. So we have to be like extra loud so they can hear us all the way out on the western slope. So is that doable? Everyone's on board? Okay, so I'll read their names, and then after I do that, we'll do our cheer, and you can get those noisemakers back out for the cheer, and then we'll do a little video, and we'll make sure that they get our message. So, all right, so let's do this. So, receiving a Master's of Science in Computer Science, Jackson M. Bakovich. Good, we've got him up on the screen. Receiving a Master of Science in Additive Manufacturing, Ely Shu. Receiving a Master of Science in Engineering and Technology Management, Marcus J. Lee. Thomas B. Schoeneman. Weston O. Siefkin. And Keen Jack Tanaka. All right, so again, what we're going to do is we're going to do congrats, Mines, baseball, go Ordiggers. All right, everyone got it? And I think we'll do a countdown of like maybe 3, 2, 1, and then congrats, Mines, baseball, go Ordiggers. Y'all, you with me? Okay, all right. 3, 2, 1. Congrats, Mines, baseball, go Ordiggers. Woo! Congratulations to all.
All right. Let's see. That's actually a pretty good lead into what we have to do next, which is we got to confer some degrees. Trustee Lawler, are you getting ready for that? Okay. And then we're going to wrap up the ceremony. So I'm going to need a little bit of help. I'm going to need Provost Rick Holtz up here with me. I'm going to need Trustee Dave Lawler, representing our Colorado School Board trustees. And just for audience's understanding of things, Dave, have you ever been to a graduation ceremony since your own? No. No. So you might be a little rusty on this. Okay, but we'll make sure that we get it right. So, Rick, would you tell us a little bit about this class?
Yeah, would love to. Let's see here. So today we're conferring degrees to 50 doctoral candidates and 311 master's degree recipients. This class includes soon-to-be graduates who, get this, are the first ever in their family to earn a degree. Please stand. All right, you can be seated. Congratulations to all of you. That's a tremendous accomplishment. Earned their degrees while supporting their family. Please stand. Congratulations. Please be seated. Earned their degrees while working full-time off campus. Anybody? Wow. Congratulations. And came to minds from another country. Welcome. You can sit down. Welcome. We're excited that you're here. So this graduating class also includes 42 student athletes who participated in NCAA Division II sports at Mines. Would all Those students, please stand up. So within this group, we have 10 All-Americans, 8 academic All-Americans. 30 have been RMAC champions, either as a member of a team or as an individual competitor. 30 have appeared in NCAA postseason competitions. 3 are national champions, Hannah Miller in the pole vault, and John O'Malley and Loic Scamparan from our 2022 national champion cross-country team. Collectively, Mines Athletes has been the top athletic program in the RMAC, winning the RMAC Cup 7 of the last 8 years. I'd also like to say, round of applause for that. I would also like to say that we have incredibly successful club sports teams, including 5 consecutive national championships for our cycling team. Would all of our club sports student athletes please stand? What an amazing group. Congratulations. You may be seated. So President Johnson and Trustee Lawler, the graduates seated before us have clearly distinguished themselves in our classrooms, in our research groups, on the field, and in our community. Congratulations to all of them.
Thank you, Provost Holtz. Okay, so I'm going to let you know how we're going to do conferral and wrapping up the ceremony all in one. So I'm going to give you the instructions here. So the first step is the 3 of us, Provost Holtz, Trustee Lawler, and myself. We're going to read the sacred words that confer your degrees. It's pretty important we get these right, Dave, or else they won't be official, and that just wouldn't be good, right? Okay. When we reach the end of that sacred word reading part, we're going to have one last opportunity to congratulate our degree recipients as a group. It'll be pretty obvious when we get there, and this part needs to be real loud and worthy of your place in Mines history as part of the 150th anniversary graduating class. There's only ever going to be one of those, and you're it. So you'll get to do all the stomping, whatever that thing is up there, whatever Hugh and Michelle have over here. You can crank away on those when we get there. Now, if you actually make enough noise, our Faculty Senate President, Dr. Brandon Dugan, and Brandon, you might as well grab the book and come over here now. He's the one who actually gets to decide when the ceremony is over. And if he decides that you've made enough noise, he will close this book, the De Re Metallica, signaling the end of the ceremony. Fortunately for you, relative to previous years, Dr. Dugan is much younger and not quite as hard of hearing as some previous faculty senate presidents. No offense, Dinesh. Now, when he closes the book, some recessional music is going to kick in real loud. I ask you at that point, sort of stay where you are, because the platform party needs to get from here to there, and I'm going to need them for 3 more ceremonies tomorrow, so I can't lose too many of them. So once they do that, I hope you'll join us outside on the plaza we've got cupcakes, cookies, and you can have photos with Blaster, that same Blaster that you heard about a little bit earlier in the program, and I think he's appropriately dressed for graduation as well. You'll find some other props out there, so you won't ever forget that you graduated in 2024, the year of our 150th anniversary. And look at that, he's got one of those cool hats too. How is that? I like that. That's cool. That is pretty cool. Okay, so we're going to do conferring. You're going to make a lot of noise. You're going to close the book. We're going to sneak off the stage. You're all going to go out and have photos of Blaster and have cupcakes and cookies. So we think we're okay with that? Okay. So we should probably do a little warm-up on our noise making. And given that this weekend is Mother's Day, I was thinking that a great warm-up would be to cheer for all the moms in the audience. So will all the moms stand up? And let's make some noise for them. was pretty good. And hey, let's also thank everyone who works behind the scenes to make this event possible. It includes Lisa Ellis and her team, our Blue Key Honor Society, ROTC, and lots of faculty, staff, and of course the Mines Music Program level. Let's thank them for all the work they've done for this too. Now, I was thinking of adding one other dimension. We don't usually do this for this ceremony, but there's some unusual things with this one, and this one's been a really smiley group. So I'm going to invite up a couple people to help out with us. So Zazie, where are you? Why don't you come on up here and help us out? And Grant Redmond, I need you. Why don't you come on up and help us out? And Charles Burrows, why don't you come up and help too? And I'll tell you why we have all three of these folks with us and what they're going to do. So this combination, I'm pretty sure, has never happened in a ceremony, because I know that no PhD student has ever worn Blaster's shoes across the stage. And for many events, as he's actually been Blaster for us. And that's pretty cool. Now, Grant and Charles are going to fire off the Blaster for us. And mainly because, number one, Grant knows how to do it, because he's had to do it before, but it's been a while. But I'm trusting you. And Charles is the only one of the graduating class who's ever shoved a pie into my face before. So he gets to be up here for that. Actually, no, I'm not going to shove a pie in his face. No.
Just grab one. You hold that. You just grab one off the top.
Safety trigger right there. You pop up. Sweet. And then you should be ready to go.
All right.
Then you got to reload. Okay, so did anybody forget their parts? Okay. So we're going to read the words. You're all going to make a lot of noise. You're going to close the book, maybe. A lot of music's going to play. You're going to shoot that. When that happens, you two can do whatever you want. Charles, you get to fire the second shot on the Blaster. And we're going to have a good time ending this up. So in case I don't get to say this again, thank you, everybody, for being here today. Congratulations, all the graduates. You're amazing. You're terrific. So let's do this. Rick?
Okay. So would today's doctoral and master's degrees candidates please rise? President Johnson, with the approval of the faculty, I recommend that the doctoral, Master of Science, Professional Masters, or Master of Engineering degree, as appropriate, be conferred upon these candidates. The candidates unable to be present today will be awarded their degrees in absentia. Their names appear in the program.
Thank you, Provost Holtz. Trustee Lawler, I present to the Board of Trustees these amazing candidates. Each has been recommended by the faculty, and I concur with our amazing world-class faculty, and it is my great honor to present these candidates to you on behalf of the board for your acceptance.
Outstanding. Should we do it? Okay. President Johnson, by action of the Board of Trustees of the Colorado School of Mines, taken on May 3rd, 2024, I direct you to award these candidates the degrees they have earned.
All right. This was the first group that didn't think that was the end. Normally they start clapping at that, but it's pretty interesting. First time this has ever happened. It's interesting. Anyway, to wrap this up, upon recommendation of the faculty and by the authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon all those who've been recommended by the faculty the degrees of doctorate, Master of Science, Professional Masters, or Master of Engineering with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. And if you happen to be wearing a mortarboard or you figured out how to attach a tassel to that awesome Western hat you've got, or even if you didn't, it's time to either do it or pretend that you're moving it from the right to the left. Congratulations, class of 2024. Good luck in the future.